It's finally here. We are tomato planting today. So welcome back out to my garden, guys. You're at that 1870s Homestead. If you just found us, my name's Rachel. And I did, for the first time ever last year, a couple new things with planting my tomatoes, and it was my best tomato year ever. So I'm not gonna break anything. I mixed up, it's just a bucket of compost from our chicken coop, like half full, and then I took some milk, warmed it just a little bit. It's not hot, just barely, not cold. Added a good helping of molasses to it. Don't know what you'd call a good helping, maybe 3 tablespoons or so. Oh, it sealed on itself. Oh no, I can't get it undone. It didn't seal, the button's still loose. Maybe you just got some sticky molasses on it. All right, well, I'm gonna have to go have Todd open this for me. And then I pour it in here. Last year, if I had enough time, I should take down the wind chime. If I had enough time this year, last year I let it sit for 24 hours, came out and stirred it a few times. And basically this is just feeding the mycorrhiza that's in and all the fungi that's in your compost and giving it a kickstart. And then I take about, good night, okay, got it. I'm doing about half in each. And then I take, a good half of a cup or so and pour it in each hole with my all-purpose fertilizer. And I don't know, I try lots of tricks, but last year was great, so I'm not messing anything up, and we'll see if this works out or not. The year before, I tried the banana peel and egg in each hole. That didn't make a difference at all where I am. So try all the tricks to get your maximum reward out of your garden, I say. And you'll find the one that works for you. And maybe you're fortunate enough that you don't need anything special. All right, so we'll give this a stir. I'm gonna let it sit. I'm gonna go down the rows, dig all my holes, set out my tomatoes where I want them, and then we'll get to planting. Ow! God. Alrighty, all the holes are drilled and the tomatoes are set. I'm anchoring my tomato rows with 2 of the mountain vineyards. Hopefully they grow up glorious and they end up creating like an arch tomato entry, which will be super fun. I'm just digging out some of this loose soil so I can get my tomato in there really deep. Not the best, no dig method here because I'm actually removing some soil, but it's only so I can put some of my compost in there and get this tomato really deep. Now, another way you can plant a tomato like this is to lay him like this and let him grow up like that. It's just more digging for me. Oh, I don't know, maybe it's not, but that's the main reason I don't dig in trenches. Alrighty. This soil is nice and moist. It holds water really well, but it's also nice and loose. Alright, let's see where we're at. Going in there way deep so you guys can see, like, what is that, a 10-inch, 6-inch blade? And I'm probably right at 8 inches deep. Let me grab my compost. Alrighty. Now 2 each hole. I'll add, probably like that. And then a handful of all-purpose fertilizer. Put that in. Alrighty. We're gonna take this guy and get him in there as deep as we can go. Nice root development. Nice mycorrhizal fungi in there. Okay, grow well, my friend. And then I always come back and just throw a little mulch on top. I need to completely re-wood chip my garden this year. It is just basically down to bare earth. It's been a couple years since I've done it really well, so we need to get in here with a big load of wood chips and re-wood chip everything. All right, so all my tomatoes got really tall on me inside this year. So not long and I'll be able to start clipping him up. Oh, another thing is go ahead and pinch off your bottom leaves, because that will encourage blight as it rains and things splash up from the soil. I try to keep, as he grows more, I'll even pinch off more. And usually my first leaves start about 18 inches high. In case you're interested in what varieties I'm growing this year, the majority are the Black Crimson and the Berkeley Tie-Dye. I also have Better Boys, Cherokee Purples, Dr. Witchies, Yellow Pears along with the Mountain Vineyards, and a friend gifted us some watermelon beef steaks and one other one I'll tell you about at the end that I'm excited to try. I think it's another grape variety if I remember correctly. Now, I grew here last year carrots and onions, I believe. No, potatoes and onions. That's what grew here last year, in case you're interested. I do try to rotate crops like tomatoes and potatoes specifically, just because they can have blight type issues and more issues with soil-borne funguses. So this is a Black Crimson going in. Again, amazing root development. Now you could totally bury these guys so much deeper than I am right now. I could come like as high as I wanted to on this stalk, and all these fine hairs would create roots. Just my tomatoes are already so big as it is that I would have to dig to China, and I don't want to do that. So we're just gonna plant them in and let them enjoy the good fresh earth and the nice little drink of compost and fertilizer. All right, last one. That was a job. Todd came out and helped because I don't know how to use that hole digger very well, and he got my holes dug properly where the dirt actually got out of the way. So, last Mountain Vineyard going in, and I ended up with 30 tomatoes down these rows, 15 on each side. They're spaced, like I mentioned, about 18 inches apart each. And this is one of my no-dig beds. I shouldn't be walking on it in the middle like I am, but I will, at the end of the season, just come through and broad fork it good, and we will be all set with tomato planting. So thanks guys for coming along with me today in the garden. If you want more detailed information on how to make this compost slurry, I'll have Todd link that video in the description below for you guys, where I went in depth making it last year. And then if you want to see last year's tomato planting or harvesting videos, we have an entire tomato growing playlist, and it's been a lot of fun for myself learning how to grow tomatoes successfully. So I hope to be able to share some of that good information with you guys. And anyway, wish you all the success and happy growing and gardening where you are.